On this episode of the Grand Circle Tour podcast.
I have to say, it's difficult to find things where you don't have to wait in line, especially during this time when you have to wait in line to go into a store.
I wanted to try that challenge one morning, get there right at rope drop and just ride the Main Street vehicles back and forth, different ones.
I got nothing, dude. I got nothing. I didn't know this was potty talk.
Potty talk with Captain Solo. Okay.
Hooray! The future is bright indeed. We're all of us dreaming of the better days ahead, and a part of your bright new future could be a move to where the magic lives in the greater Orlando area of Florida. One of the biggest decisions you'll make when considering a move is selecting a realtor who can successfully match you with the right home in the right location at the right price. Victor Naraki is the realtor who can help you make the move you've always wanted to. Whether you're a first-time homeowner or looking to move near Disney World, Victor is in your corner. If you are looking for an experienced real estate agent covering all of Central Florida, please visit DisneyAtYourDoorstep.com today and find out just why you should work with Victor. I encourage you to create a free, no-obligation account on his website. By doing so, you'll unlock the website's full potential and be able to enter specific criteria, save listings, and browse new properties sent to your email. Visit DisneyAtYourDoorstep.com today or visit his Facebook page, Victor Naraki Realtor. And don't forget to tell him the Grand Circle Tour podcast sent you.
Last summer, we did our first big family vacation. Well, I should clarify, we went to Disney. Now, if you haven't been to Disney as an adult, just imagine you're standing in line at the DMV, and that's it. Developed in the 70s. There was no competition. They were making up rides. It was just some guy going, all right, how about a bumper car goes into a dark room and there's a picture of Winnie the Pooh. People stand in line for an hour for that, right?
Hey, gang, welcome to another fun-filled adventure of the Grand Circle Tour podcast. And today we are talking lines. And joining me today are two of my favorite co-hosts. Starting off with the one living closest to me, Justin. Justin, how are you doing today? And Walt's up.
I am doing fantastic as always. Walt's up with me. Well, here's the thing. I am obsessed right now with the Lego set, the Disney mini castle set. And I'm obsessed with it because I have not been able to get it on order yet.
Like the big castle set? Like the one
No, we have the big castle set.
Okay,
They came out with a new mini castle set for the 50th anniversary. It's only like $35. It comes with the Mickey Mouse minifig. It's a nice little set. It is out of stock. It went out of stock immediately. I set up a thing with the Lego.com shop to let me know when it's back in stock. And they let me know that it was back in stock. And when I went there, it was already back out of stock.
You know what? Maybe one of our listeners can help out. Maybe they have a Lego store near them. They could,
I know I'm speaking out of turn. It's not my turn yet, but Justin, I have the same problem. I've been trying to get that because as we were talking about before the show, that Yoda's hut LED light kit. Once I saw that castle, I reverse engineered to go. This light's going to go here. This light's going to go there, and I cannot get this darn castle anywhere. Not on Amazon, not Disney. Not Lego,
yeah, the only place
nowhere.
I've been able to find it is like, scalper prices on eBay or whatever.
Yeah,
and I'm like, I'm not ready to go that route yet because I'm sure this set is going to be around for at least 3.
I think we lost Justin.
We did?
I think so.
Just ground control to Major Justin.
Mr. Commander, can you hear us?
He is totally frozen.
He is frozen.
Passengers, you can't see it, but like he looks just like Han in Carbonite. His hands are up. He's got that drooly thing coming down out of his mouth. I bet we could sell him to Jabba the Hutt.
We could pass for Han right about now. Yes, you're right.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
Skipper
Jay. He'll catch up to us. Skipper Jay, Walt's up with you.
Aloha, everyone. I am fantastic. So Walt's up with me. My last waltz up was Star Wars, The the Black Series, and I'm sorry, everyone, because it is again Star Wars The Black Series. When we left off, I had picked up Wrecker and Tech. Well, now I have Hunter, and I got Hondo.
Hello, my friends. I am Hondo Onaka, and this is Onaka Transport Solutions. Today, I am offering the opportunity of a lifetime.
Oh, nice.
Got Hunter. Hondo's on the way. I now have half the Bad Batch because I found out Echo and Omega are coming out.
You're going to have to get them.
Yeah, I need to get Crosshair before he's gone. But yeah, once Echo and Omega come out, I'm going to have all 6 of the main Bad Batch characters right in the middle of the Black Series display. I can't wait.
That'd be cool. That would definitely be cool. For myself, I think I mentioned this on the live show, but I don't believe I mentioned it on our show. But I finally decided to break down and get a new to me car. So, PT Herbie, which is, of course, my PT Cruiser that has Herbie decals on it, is up for sale. So, I haven't had anybody...
If you're in Canada, you want this car. If it wasn't international, I would buy his car, but it's too much of a pain registering it from a different country. If you're in Canada, you want Stan's PT. It looks like Herbie. It is such a fun ride.
It is a fun car, and you know, it's my favorite car I've ever had, and it's really breaking my heart to let it go, actually. So if it wasn't for the fact I had to pay for insurance on 2 vehicles, I probably would keep it. But anyways, Jay's back. Mr. Mission Commander's back. So you what happened there?
I don't know what happened there.
Pandemonium.
my cat's here eating the microphone.
It really is the Muppet Show when the 3 of us get together.
The Grand Circle Tour Studios has turned into the Muppet Theater.
I honestly don't know what happened. It just all of a sudden I had no connection.
Oh wow. Okay. Well,
good to see you back. About you much, don't worry.
Yeah. The topic today is we're talking standing in line, and I don't know what you guys.
No.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of standing in line. That's why I'm kind of glad I don't like doing the big rides. Do you guys enjoy that standing in line thing?
It's not that I enjoy it, but if it's a really good queue like the Tower of Terror or Rise of the Resistance, I don't mind mostly.
Okay, I've never had to stand in line for Rise of Resistance.
Well, neither have I. I haven't done it yet.
You haven't done it yet, yeah. Well, because it always had that fast queue. I mean, you still wait in line a little bit, even when you had the
even with the boarding passes, yeah. I mean, we waited in line quite a while for Rise of Resistance, even with the boarding passes.
Yeah. But anyways, we're talking about things that you never have to wait in line for. Doesn't matter how busy the park is. You're not going to wait in line for these things, and you can enjoy your day without waiting in line. Believe it or not.
I have to say, it's difficult to find things where you don't have to wait in line, especially during this time when you have to wait in line to go into a store.
That is true. But they did change it now where you don't have to wait in line to pay, because you could just use the app to pay. And you just show them your app when you're walking.
Straight to fighting for that 50th merchandise. Tap your app and pay, so you can get right into the mosh pit.
Yeah, exactly. That has to have calmed down now. They can't be fighting over stuff still for the 50th items.
You never know. It's Disney, man.
People are nuts. Every one of them is nuts.
It's been 2 decades, and I still I wake up in a cold sweat sometimes. Like, oh, can't sleep. Guest will eat me. Can't sleep. Guest will eat me.
Let me
reference.
Let me throw a curveball at you guys. Justin, what's the longest line you've ever waited in, Disney or non-Disney?
Well, probably would be Disney. It would almost certainly have to have been Disney. Probably oh God, we've waited in line as much as, I think it was an hour and a half for Seven Dwarfs Mine Train, and that's probably the longest that we actually just stood in a line for.
An hour and a half, eh? Okay.
At least.
How about you?
And most of the time, because most of the time we would work like the fast pass systems or whatever, and not have to wait in line very long most of the time. And that was a time where we couldn't use that, and that was the only way to get on it, and it was a new ride.
Alrighty. How about you, Skipper?
For me, the longest wait I ever waited, it was the day after Indiana Jones opened at Disneyland, and I played hooky from school and waited 3.5 hours to get on that ride.
Okay.
And the wait was all through the plaza and all the way down Main Street.
Okay. When episode 1 came out, I left my house at 1 a.m. for tickets that were going on sale at noon and got in line. and theater was about 15 minutes from my home. So it was pretty much from 1:15 in the morning till about 12:30 in the afternoon that had to wait in line to get tickets for episode 1.
There was a time where I had to get tickets to the Vikings game for my whole family, basically. I stood in line for a long time for that one, too, and I don't remember how long that was.
I waited on hold a long time for concerts. A really long time in my life. I wish I could get those hundreds and hundreds of hours back.
Just think about the insanity of that. How we used to stand in line for concerts and for movies and for basically everything. Like,
and you would talk to the people around you because there were no cell phones.
Oh yeah. No,
and you had to have things to say.
Yeah. Star Wars Celebration has had some really long lines over the years, but even that they've cut back on. It's now you get your guaranteed spot in the panels and whatnot. It's so much easier than it used to be. I remember when back in the day you stood in line.
Sometimes this show just evolves into middle-aged men yelling, "Get off my lawn!"
Yeah, exactly.
You think we're young enough to be middle-aged? Oh, bless you. We're old. Just admit it.
Yeah.
We're wizened. We're the elders of the tribe. Kids listen to this show to hear how it used to be.
Yeah, exactly. So let's talk about not waiting in line for a change. Let's kind of make things a bit fun. But you know what? Those long lines were a lot of fun, though. You sit and talk Star Wars for 14 hours. Nothing's better.
Actually, there is. It's Gallifrey where you talk Doctor Who.
Nobody's going to wait in line for 14 hours for Doctor Who.
I would.
What about Justin? What would be your? Let's go. I know we're going number 5 first, I guess. Thing that you could do at the park that doesn't involve waiting in line.
No, I'm not going to put these in any particular order. I'm just going to pick these out more or less at random. But
yeah,
one of the first things that came to mind when I heard this topic was the lighting ceremony at Cars Land. Because that's not something you wait in line for. It's something that just happens at a particular time. It's about 2 minutes past sunset, and all those neon lights start to come on, just like it was in the film. They play Shaboom, Life Could Be a Dream by the Chords. It's a wonderful little moment, and if you were there at that right moment to see that, it's kind of magical in a little different way than you expect from Disney, but it really works, and I really enjoy that.
Now, do they advertise that, or is that something that just people need to know? Like, is that on the time schedule?
I don't think it is on the time schedule because I mean, it's sunset, shifts a couple minutes every day, and so it's basically about 2 minutes past that sunset time when they flip that switch and start that whole process. So basically, I mean, people kind of know about it. There's enough videos and whatnot online, but I don't think they put it in the schedule even. It's just something you have to know about so you can be there at the right time at about sunset and watch that magic happen.
Get your cozy
I was
home.
Just about to say, that is the magic of show. You just want to be there at the right time.
Yeah, and that's awesome too, because you can be pretty much anywhere in that area. You don't have to be there isn't a key spot to be standing or something.
Not really, because it's like as long as you can kind of see the lights, and there's plenty of places to stand, and lots of people can crowd in depending on the time of year and how many people are there and know about it. And a lot of the people who are there don't necessarily know about it, and they just kind of stop and kind of stare in awe as the music starts and the lights start to flicker. It's kind of
I
fun.
wouldn't have known about it. I know now. I'm going to look forward to.
No, I disagree with that. Disneyland is mostly, local, so I bet you most of them know.
Yeah, but the Canadians that are there, the tourists.
The 3 tourists in the crowd.
Right.
What about you, Jay?
I am going to go with something that is not only one of my favorite things that doesn't have a wait, it's one of my favorite things to do in any of the castle parks, and I'm taking it now so you guys don't. And that's the riverboats. I love to ride the riverboat, and there's never ever a wait for it.
Other than waiting for the riverboat to come back.
Right.
Other than that, yeah, you don't have a
But
huge
it's
line.
7 minutes. You can make it 7 minutes.
Yeah. That's a good one. That's actually a really good one, for sure.
Yeah, it's one of those Disney magic things for me. Who else is going to give you a riverboat experience?
Yeah.
That is a very good point.
Yeah.
So calming, so serene. I mean, it really takes you out of the theme park world and gives you this great, peaceful, quiet time in a busy place, and I can't get enough of it. So I do it.
Other than the toddler screaming in your ear right beside you. Other than that, it's...
You know what? I don't hear him. I don't hear it.
But you could. What's great about that?
At Disney World, if you go on like one of those riverboat rides, that's a great opportunity to get a nice picture of the Haunted Mansion. Just saying.
Yeah. But if you do have that toddler screaming in your ear right beside you, there's 2 things you could do. I mean, you're free to move to a different spot, which is perfectly acceptable to walk around while the riverboat's moving, and the other, of course, is throwing the kid overboard.
Which occasionally you find a few people who frown on that, but
okay, they're
probably
buoyant, they float, they'll be fine.
Yeah, they probably know how to swim. Okay, for mine is, and this is kind of in the Castle Park too, and I thought for sure Jay was going to take it when he said the being in the Castle Parks, but all the Castle Parks have those amazing windows that you can explore and examine and check out, and there's never a lineup for that. You can see which Imagineers you could pick out in the windows and the details down Main Street.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, like all of the credits of the park, as it were.
Yeah. Yes, exactly.
I was just about to say, read the credits. Justin, you and I are always like so right on the same line, right on the same beat.
No, that is an excellent point, because it's one of those situations. Look up and look at all those windows. Look at the names in those windows, because that is almost always someone who is important to the park or important to the company in some way, shape, or form. And it's a lot of fun when you can kind of pick them out and figure out which one they are. Yeah,
and a lot of them they tie in with the store that they're above, or in the window of the store that they're in too, which is kind
absolutely
of yeah. And there's all sorts of books and videos you could watch before you go to kind of learn which ones to really look for.
Sounds like we should do an episode about that.
Yeah, we should.
That's not a bad idea, because there are so many of those windows, and how many do you know?
And not
just off the top of your head.
Not just on Main Street, in Adventureland, in Tombstones in the Haunted Mansion, they're spread throughout everywhere.
Yeah, that's a good point. Alrighty, Justin, what's your second one?
I'm tempted to go with one that I just thought of, because you talked about the windows, and I thought of the demonstrations that you can see through some of those windows. There's the places where you can watch them blowing glass. There's places you can watch them making candy treats and like fudge and things like that. There are places where you can just kind of stop and look at what the cast members are doing behind those windows, preparing the treats and bits of merchandise for you to buy and enjoy later right there in front of you. And that is something you never have to stand in a line for.
Yeah, that's actually a really good point. That's for sure. We didn't even think of that one.
And
I didn't think of it until you mentioned the windows, honestly.
Yeah, like in the Mexican Pavilion in Epcot, they're making stuff out of glass or whatnot. In the is there something going on in the
places on Main Street? I mean, you can see some of the glass. You know, they're making the little glass sculptures and things, and yeah,
and candy apples and whatnot in the in the bakery for sure. Alrighty, Jay.
I'm trying not to laugh because I glanced down at my list and I wrote my list in kind of a hurry, bit chicken scratchy, and it looks like I wrote a dirty word when I didn't. So I'm
yeah, you can't read your writing.
I'm gonna scratch this one off so I don't accidentally say said dirty word. I'm here to represent Disneyland today, guys. Sleeping Beauty's castle walkthrough. Never wait. One of my favorite things to do at Disneyland. Who doesn't love getting to walk through the castle and have bits and bobs of it come to life to tell you the story it represents?
That is an excellent point. I love that walkthrough. And yeah, it is a lot of fun. A lot of people don't necessarily, either they don't know about it or they just, you know, they're too busy getting off to like the more big ticket rides, as it were, and kind of skip by it. But it is worth your time.
And the entrance itself is so quiet and unassuming. It's something you walk past. It's something I think guests have to really discover and go be curious about and want to go see what's going on in here. Why is
it
this
almost
open?
looks like you shouldn't go in there to a certain degree.
It kind of does. I'll give you that. But
yeah. And you could probably do it 12 times while your partner waits in line for Space Mountain.
or 50 feet away at Mr. Toad or Peter Pan.
Yeah, exactly. But then you're waiting in line again. Mine is kind of a go with me here.
Fair enough.
This is only for, I would say, half of our audience, because I know that the other half of our audience, the female audience, sometimes there's a line for this one. But for the men's room, there's very, very seldom a line for it, whereas you do see a line come out of the women's room quite often.
I got nothing, dude. I got nothing. I didn't know this was potty talk.
Potty talk with Captain Solo. Okay, so are you thinking of some specific men's rooms that you want to recommend to people?
I think this is a time when
what are the sights and sounds we should see in the men's restrooms?
When I'm the thing is, the guys want to get out of there as quickly as possible, because if you've ever been in a men's room, any men's room, even at Disney, you want to get out as soon as possible. So we don't loiter. We don't loiter. Sorry, we're in and out. It's a quick 1-2, wash your hands, and out we go. And I think that's why the lines are often shorter.
Wait, you wash your hands?
I wash my hands like you wouldn't believe. I look like a raccoon when I wash my hands. There's water spraying everywhere. But you guys agree or no? Often you see the lines going out of the ladies' room, but you don't see the line out of the men's room.
Again, I got nothing, dude. I didn't know we were talking.
You know, that's what I was saying. It's like, were you thinking of like, you know, some of this, you know, specific scenery of a particular restroom, the Tangled area in Magic Kingdom, for example.
The Tangled area one, the one down Hollywood, on Hollywood Boulevard in Hollywood.
I just need to know that talking about the Disneyland castle didn't make you want to go to the bathroom. That's not what this is about, right?
No, that's not what it's about.
Okay. I know you're a Disney World person. Don't poop on my castle, man.
Alrighty, next. Justin, what do you got?
All right. Well, I'm going to go in a very different direction here.
Thank you.
We're going to veer off a little bit here. And I'm going to say the Dapper Dans and the various bits of Streetmosphere. So things like the citizens of Main Street, the citizens of Hollywood. They all kind of fall under this same umbrella that I put them in at least. Of course, like the Dapper Dans. I mean, whenever they come out, you know, there's no line. They're just there doing their thing, and you stop and you listen to them, you know, doing their corny jokes and songs and playing their Deegan organ chimes and whatnot. Or like the citizens of Hollywood at Hollywood Studios. which I'm hoping they're coming back.
Hashtag Betty Shambles is the best.
Well, and I remember seeing like the public works guys kind of doing almost a Three Stooges sort of routine the one time. I mean, so that's like there's different shows like that just kind of sort of pop up at random times in random places, and they're a lot of fun.
Yeah, they have like the jugglers in Epcot. You just kind of happen upon them doing their routine. Is usually a big circle around them, but again, it's great to come across them.
There's the guys at Epcot that Dan wants to fall.
Does Dan want them to fall?
Remember the guys in the chairs at
yeah.
And our good friend Dan wants them to fall, as he talked about in that one episode we did a while ago.
You know, it's one thing to throw a child over a riverboat, but it's another thing to hope that the entertainers fall. Seriously.
Yeah, let's not go mad here.
Yeah.
I just want Betty Shambles back.
Yeah, I mean, they had that is one of these things that, you know, a lot of that got shut down due to the pandemic and whatnot, and it's kind of slowly coming back. So I'm expecting / hoping that the citizens of Hollywood at Hollywood Studios will come back in some way, shape, or form sooner rather than later. We hope.
Yeah.
I miss Betty Shambles. I will go on record to say she's one of the best streetosphere characters in Disney entertainment history. Betty, if you're listening, come back. We love you.
Absolutely. Alrighty, Jay. Where are you at now?
Where I'm at is, and there's never a wait for it at Disneyland, and what makes it better than its Disney World counterpart is you can get a Dole Whip on the way in, and you can eat your Dole Whip inside the Enchanted Tiki Room at Disneyland after not waiting in line.
Well, and the trick with that is to go to the other side of the.
Don't tell them.
Of the tiki. Well, no, because I've been to Disneyland and there's a huge lineup on the one side, and you just go around to the other side and there's nobody there.
Don't tell them.
Now they know.
I'll just cut that out.
Skipper Jay, that is the point of the show, is to tell them.
But then I have to wait.
Yeah. But yeah, the one on the inside of the hut, I guess. Would it be the inside, the left side, the right side, the other side?
I always go straight inside. I get my Dole Whip, I go right inside where the Tiki Gods do their show, their pre-show. And then I just get whatever seat inside and eat my delicious Dole Whip and enjoy that clicky clacky sound.
I have to say,
Walt Disney classic.
I just want to add though that I love that pre-show at the Disneyland Tiki Room, even more than the one at Disney World.
Yeah,
really.
I mean, yeah,
I think the Disney World one is better.
Ooh, fight.
fight. No, I love the one at Disneyland because it is a little bit more directly inspired by the Hawaiian culture, the Polynesian culture.
Yeah, each god comes out and kind of says who they are and what they do, and also at Disneyland we exit directly into Tropical Hideaway.
You exit into Tropical Hideaway?
So after not waiting in line for this Walt Disney classic, you then exit right into Tropical Hideaway.
How come I don't remember exiting into what's Tropical Hideaway?
It's new-ish. It's that wonderful new little lounge bar area where you can eat, snack, watch the Jungle Cruise, see what happened to Rosita.
Really?
Enjoy all the mystery, enchantment, and
I did not know about that.
Of Adventureland.
Yeah. Oh, so that's the new area.
Yeah.
Is what he's saying. It's like,
it's a new eating.
Been created since we've last been there, Stan.
Okay. Well, I'll have to check that one out then.
You will love it. You will love it.
This is getting longer, and we've only been in this for 20 minutes so far. Things I got to do at Disneyland next time I go.
Stan, you have to go with me next time.
Well, you got to come out. We're going out in May.
Okay.
We'll go in May.
Okay, I'll be there.
Alrighty. Okay, so my next one is and this one you could do in any park, and honestly, you don't even have to do this at Disney. You can do this pretty much in any mall or anything too. And it's sometimes the most entertaining part of your day, just people watching.
That is one of the most entertaining things you can do all day long.
You can get very entertained just watching people. And there's certain spots that are even better than others. I'm talking like at Epcot where they got those lights in the ground.
If you people watch right, you will have a funny reference that you will be making for years to come.
Yeah, for sure. I think so. What do you think, Justin?
Yeah, absolutely. People watching is a lot of fun. I don't do it too much myself at the parks because I'm usually too busy running from one attraction to another and
Standing in line.
and standing in a lot of lines. You know, I can watch people in line. You know.
Yeah. No, I'm not a big people watcher person either, but there are times, especially if you're having like you stop for a snack and you're just kind of sitting like I go solo quite a bit, so I'll stop for a snack and have an ice cream bar or whatever and just kind of find a park bench. And
if you ever really wanted to judge the human race, just sit at a park bench at Disney for about an hour.
Yeah. Absolutely.
It may change the way you see humans.
Exactly. Yeah, you see all sorts of entertaining stuff happen.
Hopefully for the better.
20 years later, and I'm still jaded. I'm jaded, Skipper J. It broke me inside. I can't see the pain on the outside, but it's right here, pointing to my heart.
Fair enough.
Alrighty, Justin. Where are you on your list?
Well, you know what? I'm going to go in a slightly different direction again. I will say going on an attraction that has a 13-minute wait.
Don't you dare.
We're telling them, Jay. We're telling them right now. So for anyone who doesn't know, if you see a 13-minute wait on rides like Haunted Mansion or the Tower of Terror, that means there is no wait. There is no line you can walk on. So you run over to that ride and you get on it right then.
Because it basically takes you 13 minutes for the slowest person to get from where they are to get their butt in the seat. That is a good one.
It's a good one. But if you see that 13, it's an unlucky number. Stay away.
Now,
Jay is just trying to protect his secrets, but we're letting them all out tonight.
I imagine Haunted Mansion must use that number a lot when there's like zero line.
Yeah.
And
you see it a lot like when you walk by Tower or Mansion during the day.
Mm-hmm. That is a good one. That is a good one for sure. I never even thought of that for my list. Alrighty, Jay.
All right, for me, I am going to walk right down the middle of Main Street, USA, so I can hop on board Slivets vehicles. There's never a wait, and I love the omnibus. I love to get on the omnibus and get a really unique view of Main Street as I'm coming to the park sometimes.
That is an
for sure.
excellent one. I mean, you have to wait for them to show up, but yeah, they're in the line per se.
You just hop right on them.
Now, have you ever done the challenge where you try to ride as many of the Main Street vehicles in a single day as you can?
I did not know this was a challenge.
I wanted to try that challenge one morning, get there right at rope drop and just ride the Main Street vehicles back and forth, different ones, and see how many different ones I could do before because they're only there in the morning. They don't take them.
You do it, I'll do it with you.
Yeah, I think that'd be a fun challenge.
I will totally do that with you.
Because they got what they got the fire truck, they got the double-decker bus, they got the horse and buggy. What else do they have there?
I'm allergic to horses, so the buggy has to stay away.
You sit at the back part.
I was thinking there's at least 3 that I know of off the top of my head. So
I think there's 2 different horse and buggies in the morning sometimes. I know I have a picture of all the Main Street vehicles lined up because I was there before rope drop and got into the park, and I took a picture of them all in front of the castle one day. So
nice.
Were you just the slightest bit tempted to just hop in the bus and start it up?
No, they had it roped off that you couldn't get up to the vehicle, but I was able to take a photo of them. So.
And those ropes are completely impenetrable. You cannot get past them.
Yeah. Right. No. Yeah.
We're just letting everyone know that.
The shield goes up and down. You will get. It's like a lightsaber. You cross it, and you'll get cut off.
Yeah,
It
absolutely.
slices your head right off when you try
Yeah,
to go.
cut and cauterized all in one. So
Yeah, that's for sure. For my next one, a lot of people say that John Williams is the heartbeat of the Star Wars franchise. And going on that, I'm going to say that the Disney music is the heartbeat of the parks. So if you just kind of take the time and stop and listen where you are at the music, because there's times when you don't, it's just subconsciously there, you don't really pay attention to it. But if you, in every land you're in or every area you're in, stop and listen to the music. There's no line involved, and you could kind of learn something new that you might not have noticed before if you actually take the time and moments to listen.
Yeah, that is an excellent one. I mean, because there is so much music in the parks, you know, and walking from one area to another, kind of pay attention to how that transitions along with how the scenery transitions. So does the sounds that you hear, not just the music, but the ambient sounds will transition as you move from one area to another. So
and it
yeah,
blends so seamlessly too. I mean, that's the amazing trick is the way they blend it. As you're walking from one land to the next, you have to listen to that transition to hear it.
Yeah, because you don't notice it, but you realize that it's different once you get there.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure.
One of my favorites of those is New Orleans Square. If you have a careful ear and you listen to the second floor, you'll hear conversations and phone calls and arguments and someone talking to their bird. It's one of my favorite things is the sounds.
Yeah. Oh, and there's areas in Main Street, especially I think isn't it more specifically in Disneyland, but where you can hear some of those conversations and stuff going on as well.
Right. I love the dentist pulling the tooth. Because that's not me. It's someone else.
Yeah. I did hear the ones in New Orleans and Disneyland at my very first trip there, and I just happened upon it because I was waiting for somebody. I'm not sure where they were buying something or something. And I was just waiting out in the street, and I looked up because I could hear people arguing.
I swear to God, it sounded like you said you were standing in the street naked.
No, I wasn't standing.
Well, I thought you said it first. I'm like, no.
No, I was standing in the street waiting for somebody to return from buying something. Alrighty, Jay, or sorry, Justin.
Well, I'm gonna pick one up that I'm surprised you haven't already, and that is Muppet Vision 3D. There's never a line. I mean, yeah, you have to go in, and there's a pre-queue area, as it were, but that's a show in and of itself, so it doesn't feel like it's a line, and you're all just kind of crowded in anyway. So there's no lines involved in Muppet Vision 3D, and the pre-show is just as entertaining as the show itself. So it's worth going there. I love to try to get there when that pre-show is starting so I can see the whole show even.
Yeah, and not just the show, just the details around, like the Jim Henson Muppet that's picked photo that's up on the ceiling and on the roof. Or the other thing I like to do too is when Sweetums, he'll come and try to get his flashlight while you're waiting in there, because his flashlight will be on one of the crates, and he'll come in and I try to get a good photo of him, or try to get a selfie of myself with him in the background. I've yet to accomplish it, but that is something I do try to do just about every time I go in there.
Do not trip the cast members, even if they look like Sweetums.
I have asked to get a picture of Sweetums, and it didn't work out. I got his autograph though. They gave me his autograph.
Well, there you go. Something.
Yeah. I will say what's great about Muppet Vision is not only is there no wait, it is like the perfect break in the middle of the day at the studios. You can put your feet up, you're air conditioned, you're really, really entertained for 20 minutes. It is, of all the sit and take a breaks, that's the best one, I think, in Disney World.
Well, and like Stan mentions, like some of the details, I mean, not even just when you get into that area for the pre-show, as you're walking in, look at all the doors, look at all the different windows and such in that hallway as you're walking into that area. Even there is so much fun stuff to see and discover in all of that. It's a joy every time I go there. because there's always something that I either hadn't noticed before or had forgotten and went, oh yeah, that's funny as well. I love that.
Am I the only one who thinks of that attraction as like Jim Henson's Mr. Lincoln?
Yes, you are.
Like, right, just kind of like there's like you can't remove it. You just leave it.
Yeah. Now there is an extended queue as well, I guess, where there's even more stuff, but that's never open because there never is a queue. I've yet to experience that extended queue, but next time I go, I think I'm going to ask if I could just check it out.
Kind of take a walk through. Yeah.
Yeah. Alrighty, Jay, where are you?
I'm in my house.
Okay. I thought you were in the GCT studios.
I am in the GCT studios. On my list, I have the islands. And while I wish I meant like the Hawaiian ones, I'm talking Tom Sawyer.
Mm-hmm.
There's never a wait for it. And again, like the Riverboat, it's just a great way to escape the crowd and just have a bit of quiet, a bit of solitude in this busy, fun place.
Yeah, absolutely, for sure. And it's fun to kind of explore there too.
Yeah, and you'll wait longer crossing the river on the raft than you will actually in line for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been a while since I've been over to that, I think. But yeah, it's an interesting experience, and there's plenty to see once you get over there.
I have to admit, that is something I do not do every trip.
Yeah.
I don't do it every trip. I try to do it every other trip. It's just, again, it's one of those things you can only do at Disney.
Yeah, no, absolutely. For mine, I guess we kind of talked about this a little bit already, but unexpected events that kind of pop up, and in particular, I'm thinking about like the cavalcades now that have replaced the parades.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Or even like some of the sort of pop-up character meet and greets, as it were, that they do now instead of the meet and greets where you have people like it's Galaxy's Edge, you'll have like stormtroopers or Chewbacca or someone show up on one of these gangplanks, so you can wave at them and you can take pictures and selfies with them, but they're far away. So it's like, yeah, they're doing a lot more of that now.
Yeah, exactly. Like being even before COVID, though, I remember being at Disneyland and Chewbacca came out and he started working on the Falcon. He was underneath there with some tools.
I love that stuff because rather than waiting in line to meet a character for a specific, photo and a hug and all that, I like when they fill out the land and it makes them feel like this is a real place where they live and do their thing.
Yeah,
that was one thing that was really fun at Alani. Is when we were like going around on the lazy river, there's the one bridge where characters would just occasionally show up there and be waving at people who are in the lazy river, and you could take pictures of them if you had your camera in a watertight bag or whatever, but otherwise they were just there and interacting with the guests, and it was a lot of fun.
It's all fun and games until Stitch shows up.
Alrighty, we're gonna wrap this up soon. We're on our last one. Justin, where are you?
Well, I do actually have one more, and this one's a little off the beaten path, but
is this a go with me here? Is that what this is?
Getting a haircut.
Oh,
you can
okay.
get a haircut at the barbershop on Main Street, and I have done this a couple of times now. It's actually a really good haircut both times that I did it as well. But yeah, it's something, again, you don't have to wait in line. You might have to make an appointment for and come back. But yeah, you don't have to wait in line, but it's a unique experience, and it's Disney, so they will make sure you have a good time with it as well.
I need to know when you do it next because you can pay someone to add glitter. And I'm going to do it without you knowing it.
I think Justin pays glitter himself.
I don't know.
To pay somebody.
I don't know who paid for it, but I had glitter.
It'll be like, just get it in there.
I had glitter. The first time I got my hair cut at Disney World,
yeah.
I did have glitter in my hair. So yeah,
I have no
The
shame.
downside
I
of
would
that
do
is
that. I
that
would
you
do
just
that.
had a haircut and now you're going through Disney World for the rest of the day
With an itchy neck.
with the etchy neck. Exactly.
Yeah. See, I don't have to worry about that because the glitter won't stick to my my dome.
Oh, we can make it stick. Don't worry.
I'd like to get my
glue,
one whisker
spray glue.
trimmed, please. I have hair like Homer, just 2 strands.
You can go in and get just the glitter. They'll split your head, pat it down, and you're good all day.
There we go. Perfect. And you know what? It's so hot and sweaty that it would just stick to the sweat probably.
You would rain glitter like Prince.
Alrighty, Skipper.
For my last one, and this is very Disneyland specific, that is the railroad. There's never a wait.
Oh, I've had waits for the railroad.
Okay, I'm gonna take that off my list.
Take that. I had a really long. I got it up the train by 5 times.
Okay, I'm gonna stick to the Magic Kingdom and go with Walt Disney's classic, the Carousel of Progress, because let's be honest, even on a busy day, there's never a wait.
There you go. That's more like it. Yeah, I've had long waits for the railroad and ended up just not even going because it took so long. But yeah, the Carousel of Progress for sure.
Carousel of Progress is one that I always go to just because I'm always afraid it's going to be the last time I get a chance to go there. And yet at the same time, and part of the reason is because there's never a line. Again, you might have to wait for it to like do a bit of it spinning and let the next bunch of people in, but it's not really a line. You're just waiting for the show, as it were.
Yeah, you're just kind of leaning against the railing at that point, waiting for it to come.
I've been with Stan. He's out in the first 2 minutes. Just
the
whole show. I
could have glitter American Adventure over at Epcot.
we can glitter bomb him on Carousel. He'll never know. Jess, we put him in the middle of us, and we just go crazy.
Bringing glitter bombs into the Carousel of Progress. That's probably not a good way to appear on YouTube. Okay, Skipper.
Oh, for real. No, Carousel of Progress. That's it. We're at 45 minutes. Carousel of Progress was my answer.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. I did call on you.
Yes, that was his.
Don't put me on the spot.
Yeah. All right. Okay. And so my final one is going to be the cast member interactions. Is something you never have to really wait in line for. You could have some amazing conversations and ask them where hidden Mickeys are and whatnot, and make a day out of that almost.
Absolutely. I mean, the cast members are always amazing at any of the parks. I absolutely love each and every one of them, and anyone who treats them poorly should feel bad about themselves because they're doing
20 years
absolutely
later,
everything in their power to make your trip as
later,
special and magical as possible.
I still hurt on the inside because of people. So if you have a great interaction with a cast member, go to City Hall, go to their manager, write a note, a handwritten note, hand it over, because that goes in their file, and it goes a long way if they want to stay with the company in promotions and all kinds of great things. So if you have great service, write that note for that cast member. I keep a list every time I go, and on my way out, I'm like, so-and-so, 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 so-and-so.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So I think that kind of goes to show that you don't have to do the big rides and stand in line all day. If it's a busy day at the park, you can still go and have fun. You can find other ways and means to entertain yourself. It's not just a matter of getting on the newest and latest and greatest roller coaster, right?
Absolutely.
Justin's still going to run from one attraction to the next. He's not going to stop doing that.
I haven't been a cast member in 20 years and my heart still hurts. That's why I'm taking away from this.
All right.
You can, but yeah, I'm still going on all the attractions. That just is.
How about you, the listeners? Is there something that you really enjoy doing? Communicate with us. Go on our Facebook page and let us know. Message us. Facebook's probably the best way. Instagram. Go on our Instagram page and let us know what you enjoy doing that involves zero lineups at the parks. Let's keep the conversation going. And with that, Ken, take it away.
If you would like to keep the adventure going after the show, be sure to like our Facebook friends page, Grand Circle Tours Magical Ticket Holders. While you're on Facebook, like our group page, Grand Circle Tours. Be sure to follow us on Twitter, Grand Circle Tours Podcast, as well as on Instagram, GCT Podcast, and our YouTube channel, Grand Circle Tour. If you would like to email us, drop us a line at gctpodcast@gmail.com. T-shirts and other fun merchandise can be found at tpublic.com. Simply search Grand Circle Tour Podcast. If you enjoyed your adventure, leave us a review on Apple Podcast. Only one rule, make it good. All logos, sounds, songs, and music that are made by and for Disney and its affiliates are the full ownership of the Disney Corporation and are not, nor are they intended to be the ownership of the Grand Circle Tour Podcast. Thank you for riding with us, and welcome home.
Please exit to your left by stepping away from the cars with your left foot first. Step out and stand on the moving platform, please.
Please exit by stepping away from the cars with your left foot first. Step out and stand on the moving platform, please.